We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. So here we are with MRIN Software Incorporated, and we're going to talk about how this exploded today and what to expect moving forward and how this can possibly turn out to go crazy levels next week, and it's definitely one to be watching moving forward. And also what 42 Vision is showing on the 30-minute and the 1 day. But before I do, I want to share with you guys the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the opportunities I mentioned today all gave realistic expectations, except for one that turned out to be a home run, and that was FATBB after pulling back towards $21 and taking off towards 26, giving nearly a 20% plus move. And if you want to know early on what stocks we're watching every single morning to get in on early or be equipped and prepared for what is coming throughout the day through the volatility, join us. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So I see a lot of comments down below because I usually do chart analysis with 42 Vision on what it is and how it really works. So here I have a 5-minute chart pulled up, and you could see the shifts throughout the chart, right? This right here is extreme weakness, and this is the area that I like to call the dip, and I'm watching for a transition. And when the transition happens, my goal is to be within that transition to maximize on the opportunity. And it went up from $36 all the way up to $39, nearly 10%. Just an example here on this chart. Now, if you look at the chart here, how it's pulling back, these are green candlesticks with red borders. On a regular chart without 42 Vision, it would just be red candlesticks, and that right there could have alone shaken me out. And usually when it's still green, even though it has red borders, it is signifying there's still some strength for a possible leg up again, and that's exactly what happened. Now a shift into weakness happens right here. Dark green with red goes into red, but guess what? Once it levels off and a shift back up starts to happen, this is what I start watching closely, and you could see it happening, going back into strength, consolidated, and took off again to highs of $42 and some change. So if this is something that interests you and you want to become part of, you gain access to the Discord, weekly watch list, daily watch list, and the 42 Vision indicator, which allows me to focus in on the charts, remove the noise, remove the volatility, and maximize on opportunities. Check out the link down below, and by choosing the 42 Vision tier level, you will gain access to the 42 Vision indicator and everything I just stated. Let's go ahead and jump into these charts. I look forward to getting you guys set up and having you join us. So here we are with MRIN, and why is it that this stock could be set to explode even further after what it already has done, right? So one of the main things is it had earnings this week, and it's actually taking off just based off of technicals alone. You can see 42 Vision here in the extreme weakness, shifting into strength and taking off in the after hours. So I guess it's actually post earnings reaction, and also a possible short squeeze candidate. And we're going to look at the information and data together, but a lot of people are expecting this one to squeeze. Now if I zoom out, you can actually see the last time it hit around $4 to $5, it did the same reaction, a lot larger, and it took off from 5 all the way to 11, hit highs here of 1140, and then it started going into a bearish run. And every single time it dipped, you could see here with 42 Vision the extreme weakness and reversals, extreme weakness and reversal. So it gave great swing opportunities or scalping opportunities on the way down. It all comes down to timing and execution, and it was actually reaching a new low here and just quickly reversed. And this is why this is definitely one to be watching going into next week, to see if there's a healthy pullback and a setup for another next leg up and another bull run, compared to how this moved and how much is left compared to what we saw before this reached up to almost $12, right? 11 and some change. And in the past, which we've mentioned this one here on the Discord and in the community way back in June and July. We caught it when it ran from like $1 to $3. We talked about it again back in the end of June, and it ran all the way up to $9 and going all the way into the beginning of July. This one hit a high of $28. I mean, we knocked it out of the ballpark with the home runs in MRIN. I mentioned it in my videos before, and I'm even going to show it here to you guys on the screen when I mention MRIN and how it actually reacted in those dates. Now, MRIN is definitely in a position though of overextension, okay? Because just based off of 42 vision, this is the beginning of a transition from the bottom. This is the top of the transition or the end of it before it continues another leg up. How far into the transition it pulls back, and then we can reanalyze what's going on. But the beginning of what I would call the dip is catching it in this area with 42 vision, holding into that transition and making a decision between dark green and green candlesticks. And you can see about 4 candlesticks going upwards, hitting the highs here of $8, and just the beginning of a transition to slightly pull back has begun. So MRIN, why could this be a short squeeze candidate? Why is it running? And why does it move so volatile so quickly? Like we've seen here, these dips to 7, all the way back up to 12, from 6 all the way back up to 9, and all the way back here from literally $1, $2, all the way up to $28. Like, what makes it move like that? Well, it has a lot to do with the float, and that's the data we're going to look at here, and the short interest right now. So the stock's share float is 9.86 million. Shares outstanding is 11 million, and the short float is 14.4% at the time of this recording and the data that it's showing. The short ratio is 20 cents, or what you would call, not 20 cents, excuse me, 0.20, which means days to cover. Okay, so when you look at this, the days to cover gives flexibility to the shorts to be able to get in and out of their positions, and that's going to reflect in the chart on Monday if they can just pull back down the whole entire stock and re-short it, or if it pulls back down and runs back up. That means that other shorts got caught up in this and they have to cover, while some of them were uncovering and turning back into shorts, trying to bring it back down. So those are some of the things we need to watch and see carefully going into next week, if the shorts are using the flexibility to their advantage, or if some of them got trapped in this run. It may pull back a little bit and it's going to run another leg up, forcing the shorts to cover, making the squeeze a possibility. And 14% might not seem like a lot, but for a low float, that's pretty much a lot, and it's not that far from what you would consider to be a lot, which is 20%. Now, their earnings seems to be one of the biggest catalysts pushing this up. The technicals as well, as you see it here on the 30-minute, and if I pull up the 1 day, you can actually see this big leg up here happening, and the reversal started since way back here in the 6s, and you can see how it's been fighting to go back up. It's going from red to red with green borders, and the next part of this whole entire puzzle is dark green with red borders, continuing to push upwards, and then getting towards green with green borders, and that is going to push it even higher, continuing the momentum. And also the volume bars, we need to see more volume bars coming upwards in green, as well as volume maintaining itself well above the average 10-day volume of 1.9. Today's volume was 13 million. Those are going to be some key things to look at going into Monday. So what are some of the key levels? The first thing is the support, right? 716 is the first support, and down here 653. Would watch those very carefully to see how the bulls are fighting with the bears to bring it back up. And the highest point reached in the aftermarket hours is 844. Bulls definitely need a break through that, and their next goal is then 859 and back up here at 944 to turn those into support, do the staircase effect, and continue to reach newer highs and new resistance levels, trap more shorts, and this could possibly squeeze and explode even further and fairly quickly with the low float that it has. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.